The second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump came to an end pretty much as expected on Saturday, with the Senate voting to acquit Mr. Trump of inciting that Capitol insurrection back on January 6th. Dr. Sean Wilson, professor of political science and law at Rice State University, is back with us today to wrap up the impeachment trial. Sean, really, since this verdict was essentially a foregone conclusion, I'd like to focus first here instead on what's going on with the Republican Party right now. You've got two of its leaders in Congress going in completely opposite directions. You've got Lindsey Graham saying it will continue to be the party of Trump moving forward. You've got Mitch McConnell excoriating Donald Trump on the Senate floor, essentially calling for him to be tried in a civil or criminal court. Where does the GOP go from here?
You know, it's a great question. There's a couple of things to keep in mind. When Trump was elected in 2016, people forget that he basically conquered the Republican Party. He conquered all of these different factions, and he was clearly its leader. The one thing you have to remember about what Trump did to the party is they picked up 14 seats in the House. They won Ohio by 8 points twice. They got 3 Supreme Court justices, I think 27 governors, and most state legislatures. They got a new policy program. They had pretty substantial economic record in the first 3 years, and their donors and base got really excited. So if there is going to be a split in the Republican Party, it's going to take more than speeches on the floor. This is going to be interesting to watch. What I'm watching for is whether Trump gets indicted, because if he doesn't get indicted, he's going to be the front runner, and there's not going to be any speech Mitch McConnell is going to make that's going to get rid of him.
Sean, as you may have heard this afternoon, Speaker Pelosi is now calling for a 9/11-style commission to further look into exactly what happened on January 6th. There are a lot of questions still out there. Things like, why did it take so long for the National Guard to respond? There was that video clip many people remember, what appeared to be Capitol Police moving barriers aside to allow the protesters to advance out of the property. What do you see coming out of this investigation?
You know, I don't know what's gonna come out of it. I think that the general objection to Trump is that he's an egregious individual. And I have always maintained that democracy can handle that, because egregious individuals generally don't win. People have to remember, Trump was lucky to win in 2016. It's hard to concede 2% in the national vote and then arithmetically win the Electoral College. You have too many states that the margins get thin and thin and thin. You have to run the table. I think that Trump has probably been good for the party, but I don't know that he's really that huge of a threat to. He never even got a majority of the country to approve of him in his public approval ratings.
Yeah, so, it always comes down to the numbers. You're exactly right. Sean Wilson, always appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us again live today here on 5 on 2. Take care.